From the time where I feared to step a foot into my pre-K class, to the time I actually kicked my pre-K teacher, to the time where I felt a heartbreak, to the time where I actually melted down because I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know what career to do, and I was freaking out. My mom was always there for me. She was always there for me through wind, through current, through joy and sorrow. She is, and she still is there for me. I believe it's safe to say that many of us have heroic figures, people, even animals that we look up to because they just simply give us comfort. Many of us as kids could say that we claimed our superheroes were Spider-Man, Iron Man, to some even Shrek, like me. And honestly, as I started growing up, I started grasping onto the idea of what a hero means. And it's just someone that's simply there for you, even if you need them or when you don't need them. And my mom is a great example of that. Today I would like to give tribute to my mom because she is a hero to my eyes. These are some things that she showed me how to do throughout my life. They're simple characteristics, but they really helped me a lot. The first one is hope. She's always taught me how to have hope. Like, always look forward to the great things in life. Don't just sit there and just cry about it. Just be happy and look for good things in life. This leads me to my second point, which is strength. Ever since I was little, I've been a total big crybaby. So she's had to teach me how to be strong. And up to this point, I'm still very sensitive, which is weird, but I am a strong person. And she's taught me that I am my worst enemy. So I should not let anyone bring me down. And to not let any barriers come my way. And so that's how I am up to this date. I don't let nothing bring me down. Not even the rain. And the last thing that she's taught me is her number one thing. Have a heart that's full of forgiveness. Like, me and her have gone through so many things. My mom and dad have divorced. My mom and dad have had a boyfriend and stuff like that. And it's just a hard thing to handle, you know. But she's told me that no matter what, we all are humans and we do make mistakes. So we have to forgive the person that's with you. The person that you love, the person that you care, you have to forgive them, even though it's very hard. It's really hard for me to forgive sometimes, but I actually look back to what my mom says. And it's better to forgive because it makes your life easier. It just lightens up your heart. So I hope you understood some of these examples and why I believe my mom is my hero. We can say that our heroes can fly, our heroes can shoot webs, or have awesomely green skin. But to me, my simple hero is just my mom. Through all her characteristics, she's just taught me so well, and I just love her with all my heart.
I'm pretty sure a small toddler looks like a pretty tasty treat for like hungry street Rottweilers, but little do they know they're really no match for an adrenaline-pumped mother. As a son, I often forget how much my mom sacrifices and does for me. And I know many of us have great mothers, but I really just wanted to dedicate this speech in honor of my mother and everything she does. She's just like the definement of selflessness. She's the comedian to my Saturday night lives, and she can give me more love than any child would ever really need. You know, putting others before yourself is something you hear all the time, but you don't see too many people demonstrate it. There's just a few individuals that stand out, and for me, that's my mom. And it's not always the big things like, you know, sacrificing your life to save a small child from a burning building. Sometimes it's the small things like when I go and eat at my favorite restaurant, Sakura, and she comes with me and we bring home leftovers because we couldn't finish it. I'm a hungry teenager. I'm finishing my leftovers tonight. I mean, no question about that. But tomorrow morning, I mean, she'll have her leftovers and I'll ask her, hey, Mom, can I have your leftovers? And she'll be like, yeah, sure. I mean, just the small things like that. I wouldn't be that willing to give up my Sakura from last night. I mean, it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, but just mothers, just it's instinct. It's so selfless. Another example is when I was about 3 years old, we were going to my aunt's house. She lived in a kind of rough part of the town, if you catch my drift. We had a delicious Happy Meal and a quarter pounder with cheese. We step out of the car. Next thing I know, I'm being shoved through my aunt's door, and my mom's screaming, "Get in the house! Get in the house!" I get in the house and I look through the screen door, and there's two Rottweilers right after our tail. When she pushed me through the door, they got her right in the back of the calf. She was wearing sweatpants, and they just dug right through those. She threw away the hamburger, and she ran in the house. After she batted them off, She threw away the hamburger, ran inside the house. A day later, went to the doctor. They had to remove like wool from her wounds because they just sunk right in. Teeth went right through it. And just the first instinct, if dogs are chasing me, like large dogs, I want to run. But her first instinct was to save me. I mean, that's really putting others before yourself. That means a lot to me. You know, and another really cool thing about her is she laughs. She's so funny. I asked her about that very story that she told me, and she made me laugh about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, I should have given them the Happy Meal. I wanted the burger." You know, she turned any bad situation, anything that comes to her life, she turns it into something fun, because you can't learn to live if you don't know how to laugh. You know, also, whenever I'm in a bad mood or her friends or anything, she's always there to make them happy. I mean, she's, like most women, has the gift of the gab, and is always the center of attention, making everyone feel good, happy. It's really, really incredible. Also, the last point I wanted to bring up is just how loving she is. I'm not her legitimate child. She's my guardian. But she loves me all the same. To take someone else's child and raise them as though they're your own son, to love them that much really makes a difference in who someone is. You know, you don't just get that much caring. I mean, she's crafted a child with just so love, not nature, it's all nurture. She's done just all this amazing stuff for me, and I just wanted to dedicate this speech to raising the most hellish child on earth, me.